The Galactic Council's training facility hummed with alien technology, its crystalline walls pulsing with bioluminescent energy. Luna Chen stood in the observation deck, her dark eyes scanning the holographic displays that showed survival statistics from across the galaxy. Beside her, Cameron Rodriguez adjusted his tactical vest, a slight smirk playing on his lips as he read the warnings plastered across every surface. Class 15 Deathworld simulation. Mortality rate, 94.7%. Proceed with extreme caution. You seeing this? Cameron asked, nudging Luna with his elbow. 95% of species can't survive this thing. Luna's expression remained neutral, though a spark of amusement flickered in her eyes. And they think this will be challenging for us. The Galactic Survival Assessment was mandatory for all species seeking advancement in the Council's hierarchy. Every civilization had to prove their mettle by surviving increasingly hostile environments. The Class 15 Deathworld represented the pinnacle of danger. Simulations so lethal that even the warrior Krathel rarely survived longer than 6 hours. Ambassador Velt, a towering crystalline being from Sir, approached the humans with what could only be described as concern rippling through his translucent form. Humans, Cameron and Luna, I must emphasize the severity of this assessment. Your species has only recently joined the galactic community. Perhaps starting with a Class 5 environment would be more appropriate. Cameron exchanged a glance with Luna. They had both trained in Earth's most hostile environments. Luna had survived 3 months alone in the Amazon during a research expedition gone wrong, while Cameron had spent years as a survival instructor in locations ranging from the Sahara to Antarctica. With respect, Ambassador, Luna said diplomatically, we'd like to try the Class 15 Veltorum-S crystalline structure dimmed with what the humans had learned was the alien equivalent of a psi. Very well, but know that no species has ever requested a more difficult scenario. The Class 15 is designed to be insurmountable. The simulation chamber expanded before them, and suddenly Luna and Cameron found themselves standing in an alien hell. The sky burned crimson, casting everything in a blood-red hue. The air was thick with sulfurous compounds, and the temperature gauge on their suits immediately spiked to 58 degrees Celsius. Gravity was 1.8 times Earth's standard, making every movement exhausting. Predatory flora lined the landscape, their razor-sharp leaves tracking the humans' movements. In the distance, the ground trembled as something massive approached. The simulation had begun. Just like Australia, Cameron muttered, already scanning for water sources and defensible positions. Luna was analyzing the plant life, her scientific mind cataloging potential resources. These photosynthetic organisms suggest an oxygen-rich atmosphere beneath the sulfur layer. Cameron, we need to get to higher ground. They moved with practiced efficiency, their bodies adapting to the increased gravity within minutes. What the Galactic Council didn't understand about humans was that Earth itself was a death. Every continent on their home planet featured environments that would terrify most galactic species. Humans had evolved to be persistence hunters, capable of adapting to almost any condition. The massive creature that had been approaching burst through the tree line, a 6-legged monstrosity with armored plating and venomous spines. It roared, a sound that would have paralyzed most species with fear. Cameron and Luna simply split up, using classic predator evasion tactics they'd learned tracking grizzly bears in Alaska. It's favoring its right front leg, Luna called out, her observational skills sharp as ever. Old injury or natural weakness? Cameron responded, circling wide. Does it matter? Not really. They led the creature toward a grove of the carnivorous plants, using its own aggression against it. The beast became entangled, and the humans moved on, already focused on the next challenge. Hours passed. The simulation threw everything at them: toxic rainstorms, extreme temperature fluctuations, territorial and terrain that actively tried to kill them. In the observation deck, a crowd of alien dignitaries had gathered. What they were witnessing defied all statistical models. The humans weren't just surviving, they were thriving. How are they doing this? Demanded Council Member Zixer, his tentacles writhing with agitation. The Krathor warriors, our finest soldiers, barely lasted for hours. Ambassador Veltorum-S crystalline form pulsed with what might have been pride. I believe we have underestimated humanity. Their planet. I've reviewed the data. Earth experiences more climatic variation in a single year than most worlds see in a millennium. They evolved in constant competition with megafauna, developed intelligence to overcome physical limitations, and created civilizations despite living on a planet that regularly attempts to exterminate them through ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and atmospheric upheavals. By the 12th hour, Luna and Cameron had established a base camp, identified 3 water sources, catalogued the predator patterns, and even started cultivating some of the edible flora. They sat by a small fire. Cameron had started using friction and dried plant material, sharing a meal of protein bars from their packs. "Think they're impressed yet?" Cameron asked, glancing up at where he knew the observation equipment was hidden. Luna smiled, a rare expression that softened her usually serious features. "I think we broke their simulation." As if summoning a response, Ambassador Veltorum's voice echoed through the chamber. "Humans, Luna and Cameron, you have far exceeded all expectations. The assessment is complete. You have ... passed." Cameron stood up, dusting off his hands. "Ambassador, with respect, we were just getting started. Don't you have anything harder?" The silence that followed was deafening. In the observation deck, alien officials looked at each other in disbelief. Finally, Veltorum spoke again, his voice carrying a mixture of awe and trepidation. "Harder. There is no harder classification. The Class 15 was designed to be impossible." Luna joined Cameron, both humans standing confidently in the hostile environment that had been meant to defeat them. "Then maybe," she said calmly, "you need a new classification system." The simulation faded, returning them to the pristine training facility. As they removed their gear, whispers spread through the gathered aliens. The humans had done the impossible, and then asked for more. Later, as they walked through the station's corridors, Cameron chuckled. "You know they're going to talk about this for years." Luna nodded, already thinking about the implications. "They thought they were testing us. Instead, they learned something about humanity. That survival isn't just what we do," Luna said, her eyes reflecting the same indomitable spirit that had carried humanity from the caves to the stars. "It's who we are." Behind them, the Galactic Council convened an emergency session. They would need to create a new classification, Class 16, specifically designed for humans. Because in a universe full of species that had evolved on gentle worlds, humanity was something unique, a species forged in fire, tempered by ice, and utterly unbreakable, and they were just getting started.